what's good, guys? Hopefully you can hear me and the wind isn't that bad. But my name is Nico and this is episode 100 and something of uploading a video to YouTube every single day so I get better at speaking to the camera. As you can tell, I am at the beach and it's looking gorgeous. And me and my friends were talking about, well, my friend brought up that we should be present, and he was saying something along the lines of, isn't it crazy how hard it is to stay present? And I brought up something to be an annoying little devil's advocate. I said, well, when are we never in the present? Even when you're thinking about the past or the future, there's things going on inside your body, chemicals, neurons, impulses in your brain that are happening in the present moment in order to think of the past. Is the past really not real? Why just focus on the present? And I'm not trying to argue against being present. More people should be present. But I believe instead of choosing to focus on the present moment, hold on. Most people just think the present moment is anything outside your mind. You know, like right now, if I wanted to be present, I should be enjoying these waves, this beautiful water right here. Look how nice the green looks over there. My friends are over there. I'm young. I should enjoy the time of my life. I should enjoy my current outside circumstance and not be too in my own head. Not too in my own head about, I don't know, if I'm funny enough, if my friends are liking my jokes, or what I'm gonna do tomorrow. That's what people deem presence to be. And obviously, if you should follow that definition. But what I'm about to say should not be controversial, and it's pretty obvious, I'm sure you will agree. There obviously is a balance, just like most things in life. It isn't a 50-50 balance, but there is a balance. Sometimes you should be in your mind about the future. Sometimes you should be in your mind planning for the future, thinking about the past. Sometimes it feels good and it's good for your growth to look at the bottlenecks you have, look at what's limited you in the past. But you can also have way too much of that. This life, there's like something I'm kind of sure about, but not entirely sure because I'm a messy human being that can't be sure of anything. It's that there are no absolutes. You shouldn't only live in the present moment. And by the way, I'm not saying anything deep. I feel like I'm overcomplicating just saying that there should be a balance and that you should focus on your goals. Because what the flip is being present? Okay, but how do you actually even be present? Because some of us literally cannot get out of their own heads. Some of us are stuck being anxious. And I'm just going to tell you this. You know how going to the gym makes you stronger? The more you go to the gym, the stronger you get. And obviously when you start at the gym, you're weak, but you eventually get better. Well, I think presence, in the way that most people define it, which is not being in your own head, I think presence, you can train it just like as if you were going to the gym. And what's the best exercise to train presence? It's meditation. Now, most of you just think meditation is just to be calm or to focus, or it's this wishy-washy Buddhist little thing where you just go like, and I can totally see why it looks like that. But meditation has changed my life entirely, and I'm sure it can for you too. When you meditate, what you do, at least the most common practice of meditation, is breathing. It's closing your eyes and focusing, using all your focus energy on the breath. What this does, first of all, when you're just starting, you're going to be horrible at it. Why? Because you're not going to be able to focus on the breath because you're going to have a million things that come up in your mind. You might not be able to do it for, oh my gosh, the waves are crazy. You might not be able to do it for a minute. You might not be able to do it for 30 seconds. Most of you probably can't go for 15 seconds without another thought popping up, but that's okay. That's a rep. That's like doing one rep of an exercise at the gym. When you acknowledge yourself thinking of something instead of the breath, that's you getting stronger in your presence muscle. And that way, once you
become more aware of what's going on subconsciously, of how you're reacting to life automatically, that's when you gain the ability to choose what you want to do instead of living life on autopilot and being present. At the end of the day, don't be one of those people that, if you're completely present in a traditional sense, you're going to be one of those people that maybe pursues pleasure way too much and is going to suffer in the long term. Because at the end of the day, we have to cope with age. We get weaker mentally and physically. So we have to cope one way or another. And the best way to do that is to make money, be healthy, have goals, have a purpose. That's a little bit of an unpopular opinion. I believe objectively our circumstances get worse no matter what. It's just that we cope and place our attention elsewhere. Because where we place our attention, where we place our focus, the quality of our thoughts determine the quality of our life. Alright, this video was alright. I didn't do too well. God bless you. If you believe in love, you're closer to believing in God than you think. My friend right here is playing